Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
What an energy! This is fantastic. This is real rock. And this is Pete's Diary. And the song is Girl in a Magazine. This belongs to the EP title All Screwed Up. And we have the author of the song, guitarist, really popular, Peter. Peter is with us. How is it going, Peter?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
I'm so glad to have you. Want to thank you very much for making the time. It's a pleasure. I love this song, and the energy is amazing. So I'd love you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your music, the record, everything around it.
Yeah, so I guess for those that don't know out there, my name's Peter. Guitar player in Pete's Diary. And basically we're a hard rock, kind of bluesy rock based power trio from the Chicago area. It's kind of the quick overview of it. But that song "Girl in the Magazine," it's off of our first EP that we put out. So yeah, super fun.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. The production is really wonderful. And I don't know, maybe you want to give credit to your bandmates, your collaborators, producer, everything that participated here. How was the process a little bit?
Yeah, the process, so the song Girl in the Magazine, it's the first song off of the All Screwed Up EP. And that was the first, that's the first kind of bit of music that we've ever put out. So that was pretty cool. It kind of all started in 2020 when I first started jamming with the drummer in the band, Ryan. COVID and all that. We kind of started hanging out and kind of jamming together. And then we pretty much kept jamming. Lockdown was happening in 2020 and all that, right? So it was just the two of us just kind of jamming together and throwing ideas around and coming up with some fun song ideas. And then it's like, well, okay, who's going? We want to do a band. Who's going to sing and bass and all of that. What are we going to do? So there's a good friend of mine named Matt, who I knew from when I was in the School of Rock program. We've been playing together for quite a while through that. We've been good friends through that program. So reached out to him and to see if he'd want to jam with us and be interested in playing with us, and he was, and we've been rolling with this kind of power trio ever since. And he's been playing bass as well, and he's the lead singer, and it's been great. We, Ryan and I had kind of all the songs on the EP, mostly pretty much ready to go. We kind of got Mac up to speed, and maybe switched some stuff around for like vocals and stuff for what he was thinking. And then, when the time came to want to do, the recordings, there's a friend of mine named Trapper Shep, and he's kind of he's a singer and songwriter in Wisconsin, and I've known him for a long time. He's a really good friend, and he helped us, find a studio and kind of helped guide us through the process of recording these songs. So it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, from the great energy that you have on this song is you can breathe how, I'm assuming, you know your bandmates for a long time, looks like, but there's very good interaction here. That's what it feels like. How is it to... Yeah, so how is the experience, be playing in the studio together, being a band?
Yeah, so for, I guess, kind of the process of what we did for that, for the EP, it was kind of built up piece by piece. So, we did the drums first, and then bass, and then, good, rhythm guitars and lead guitars, and then finished it up with the vocals. So, yeah, it was kind of a common process that you see with bands nowadays, but it was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool. Fantastic. And yeah, we try to make sure the energy is there as well, even though it's kind of
But that's a great point, because a lot of times you lose a little bit of it, right? So it's not the same feeling as when you see it live. But I think you kept it really, really well on this recording. Well,
good.
Yeah, was there any particular technique or way to approach it that you took the conscious decision? Hey, I want this to sound like it sounds live.
Yeah, I mean that's my thought process when coming up with anything. I always kind of have the live aspect in mind. That's just always kind of been where my head's been at. It's like I want everything everything that I come up with. It's always like, okay, how are we going to do this live? I've never really kind of been into studio magic. I mean, some ear candy here or there for sure. Yeah. But my main thing has always been, okay, how are we going to get this thing to sound, live and when we play it? So that's always kind of been the main focus.
Yeah, that's a great point, especially in rock, right? And so, tell me, have you been playing? Do you have plans to play live and kind of tours? I know you're working. I would like you also to talk about it. You're working on a full album, right? Yep.
Yeah, we just finished that. Let's see, it's December right now. We finished it a little over a month ago. We should be getting the mixes here pretty soon. So I can't wait to listen to those and kind of wrap up the whole mixing process, and then comes the fun part of, diving into, promotion and artwork and singles and all of that fun stuff, right? Yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun, to kind of figure all that out, the order of the record, blasting it in the car. I'm excited to do all of that stuff. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's kind of the next big thing right now. This full-length record's done. And then hopefully we're hopefully looking at kind of spring, early summer for like a release. I don't know, what the timeline of that's going to be, but that's definitely what we're shooting for.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned something really fun. It looks like part of the mix. You gotta listen to the final mix in the car to see if it really holds out.
the car test. Yeah, you hear lots of people talk about that, and I mean it'll be fun to get Mac and Ryan once we get everything. It'll be fun to get them over here and blast it through a really good stereo and listen to it for the first time. In that completed form. And so that's good. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's going to be fun to kind of listen to everything for the first time and go, oh, that's what I did for the solo, or that kind of thing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, sure, for sure. We are wishing that you really enjoy the process. And tell us a little bit more about the person behind the music, like how you got inspired to become a musician, how you got started playing. What's the story behind?
Yeah, so basically, I first picked up the guitar. It was kind of an interesting point in my life when I first started playing. There'd been a kind of a big change in my life. I was born and lived in Michigan for the first 15 years of my life. Kind of the Detroit area, right? So, grew up around there, went to elementary and middle school, there. But then when I graduated 8th grade and was, going to go into high school, we moved as our family moved from Michigan to Illinois. So, moving is a pretty big change in anyone's life, right? So that was, starting high school for the first time, all of these new surroundings and all these new people and, what's going on here, your whole life's kind of turned upside down for a minute, right? So music was kind of a good way, was something that I turned to that kind of helps me, I don't want to say cope, but, it kind of helps me ease into all these new changes. And then eventually, I was listening to more rock and roll, right? So eventually it kind of boiled over more into curiosity than anything else of wanting to play the guitar. Because, you hear, like, I'm a huge AC/DC fan, and I was listening to Angus Young play, and I'm like, you see the videos of him playing live, too, and I'm just like, man, he just looks so cool. He's having a ton of fun. He has all this energy, and I'm like, that's just awesome. So I'm like, oh, what's that really like? So I asked my dad one night, hey, might be kind of fun to learn how to play guitar. And I lucked out. He had a guitar and amp when he was in high school, and, he pulled it out of the storage. And I started learning on that and kind of going on YouTube and kind of learning chords and started to, kind of ease my way into learning some riffs. And once I started, there was no going back. I was hooked. And I've been obsessed ever since. It's been a ton of fun.
Fantastic. That's a fantastic story, and it's so true, right? Music is a great way, and it's a great way to also form fantastic friendships too, right? So it's
100%. Yeah,
it's a great way, through affinity to build something really robust. And, so I'm getting you really self-taught. You learn by yourself.
Yep. Yeah, I pretty much. Yeah. Like I said, I started learning just kind of like, on YouTube, you could find like, some basic lessons
for sure.
For like, chords and, like I wanted to learn Back in Black right away, of course. It was, you're learning kind of your classic riffs, right? Your Seven Nation Army, your Smoke on the Water, some of those kind of well-known kind of, beginner tunes that you're piecing together and figuring out. And then about a year later, a local School of Rock opened up, and School of Rock, it's kind of based off of the movie with Jack Black, right? It's like a franchise, and there's different schools of rock all throughout, I guess the country and I guess the world too, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. There was one that opened up a few minutes from where we lived, so I started going there and kind of, doing some proper lessons, and I got to start playing with a band for the first time and actually playing and meeting, other people. And that was a ton of fun, kind of finally getting into that band experience and jamming with other people. It was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so true. It's a great story. I love it. I'm so glad that we were able to speak with you. I love it. I wish you really all the best with this record and many more to come, hopefully. And, before, it should be mindful of your time, but before we go, I always like to ask this. If you were able to give an advice to your younger self, for example, when you decided to get started playing, what would you say?
Let's see. Any advice? I'd say just keep playing. And I guess kind of an important thing to remember too, for any musician is, ruts or, kind of getting stuck with the instrument. It's normal, and it happens. You just got to, either walk away for a day or, keep trying to play through it. But it's normal because I know those can be pretty frustrating.
That's right. That's fantastic advice. All right. So thank you again. Thank you for your time, your flexibility. It was an absolute pleasure to have you. Girl in a Magazine's fantastic hard rock song. Really true. With a lot of energy, looking forward to those live concerts.
Yeah,
absolutely. And the album, the full album, almost out, right?
Yeah, I mean it's on its way.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Peter. This was Peter from Pete's Diary, and we're gonna listen a little bit more to "Girl in a Magazine." Thank you again.
Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.